Welcome everyone to the last May Pat's birthday month CU podcast, Tuesday, May 28th, 2019.
It's just the last CU podcast. We haven't told anyone yet.
Ever?
Yep.
Man,
This is it.
we're listening to the internet alongside Ian Ferguson. I'm Pat Constry. We'll be talking about lots of fun stuff. The Playdate Portable. The next Call of Duty game, we keeping that one on the roster or no?
No,
That one's gone?
that one's gone.
Okay.
It's out.
No, okay, we'll go over it in the intro. Game we just ordered, now recognized according to the World Health Organization as an illness. Undumped Famicom game sells for almost 14,000. The State of Retro game collecting 2019 update and more. Tells the Game Store your Q&A. Ian, how was your Memorial Day barbecue? The one I wasn't at.
Good. Hey, you had the opportunity to be there.
Well, I was going to say half-hearted. Come by for a beer later.
You told me you had already eaten. You couldn't. That you were working for 6 hours. I told you the day before that you were supposed to come over.
I have a backyard at Castle Country that people can come over. Maybe a mutual friend named Thomas that you didn't let me know was coming down. We could have hung out, but that's all right. Keep Thomas to yourself.
You were invited.
Anyway,
you were
Ian,
invited. I don't know what more you want me to do besides throw you over my shoulder and take you to my house.
What did you cook, Ian?
Carne asada that I used for quesadillas.
Okay.
And then Lincoln did burgers, and I did grilled corn on the cob.
Okay, I would have enjoyed that.
Yes, you would have. That's why you were invited.
Did you use my Bloodsport shirt to start the fire? Like, just light it up and put it to light the charcoal?
No, what I did use it for was the smoke signals, because apparently you need 5 invites to come over.
It's not 5, you know. I like Thomas. If I know Thomas was coming, I would have showed up and said hi. That's all right. Speaking of fire.
Fire?
A certain Super Nintendo guidebook's available at ultimatesnes.com. You can pre-order it, or you can pre-order the third print of the NES one, which is currently out of print. Don't pay the scalpers $100 like last time. Remember last time that person got paid $100?
Oh, yeah.
For my book on eBay? Wait, it'll be back out in the summer. Wait for it. It'll be worth the wait, the third print run.
What does your book have to do with fire?
I don't know. I just had to work it in.
Oh.
People are like, Pat, you mentioned your book every video. No, every podcast I mention every video. Did you watch AEW, All Elite Wrestling, the first event, Double or Nothing?
I did not, but I heard that the Dusty Cody match was good. That was basically the takeaway I got from the people I talked to.
So AEW or some wrestling, they're the upstart American wrestling organization started by really the elite. The Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes,
the Young Bucks
Adam Page.
As you were, but actually the tag team as well.
Yes, and then my pal Kenny Omega. They all their contracts with New Japan were up after January. They're always up after January after Wrestle Kingdom. And then they said, you know what, we're going to start our own wrestling thing. We're going to do it in the U.S. We have the knowledge. They probably built their knowledge, obviously, over the past few years being in Cody's only been there for like a year and a half at New Japan. They did their all-in one-off pay-per-view with Ring of Honor last year when those guys, independent event, and that did very well. People said, oh, that's not going to do well. It's sold out. Yeah. This sold out almost instantly as well.
So this was the second one, right?
First for All Elite, but they did
right.
They did All In. All In was just a generic
right.
one.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
Using talent from all over. They had like a little bit
right.
New Japan. I think they had Ring of Honor guys. They had indie guys. But this is their new Fed. This is like we have people signing long-term contracts. Jericho is signed to a long-term contract. Other people are signed to long-term contracts. Like,
how old is Jericho now?
48.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So yeah, he can still go. He can still wrestle well. His psychology is brilliant. So I saw bits and pieces. I did not see all of it. From the review I saw was really good. Ian said he saw mixed reviews here and there. People obviously wanted to succeed because WWE right now is trash. That's the nicest way I can put it.
Well, I feel like there's almost, it's hard for me to read the opinions I've seen and feel like there's anyone who's just trying to enjoy it for what it is.
It's tough to be objective.
It feels like everyone who watched it either has the agenda already in them that this is going to be amazing or this is going to be trash.
Sure.
I honestly, I haven't read anything that sounds like a truly honest review of it. It's all, we're going to shit on everything but the Dusty match, or we're going to say everything was great.
Well, I heard the Omega Jericho match was pretty good.
Dusty.
Was pretty good. Yeah, Dusty. Rest in peace, Dusty. God, that really hit me hard. That the Jericho main event match against Kenny Omega was to decide the number one contender along with the Battle Royale.
Battle Royale did that as well, right?
Yeah, and that was Adam Page. who's grown by leaps and bounds the past couple of years. Like he's a really, really good wrestler. So that'll decide. I guess it'll be Jericho versus Adam Page in the next event in a month. So basically, they have backing. AEW is going to be on TNT in the fall, weekly wrestling show, which is pretty big news. And TNT was like pushing it. They pushed this event on their Twitter. They were promoting this, so they're like all in with this.
When was the last time we had a new wrestling show?
Whenever TNA came on.
Yeah, because there was Lucha Underground, but I heard Lucha Underground played out more like a TV show.
That's like a TV show season.
Okay,
It doesn't count. That's not like a weekly sort of thing, 52 weeks a year.
Gotcha.
So that would be whenever TNA went off there. Remember, TNA had their weekly $10 pay-per-views, and they started in like 2000, whatever it was, 2003 or 4. And then
weekly $10 pay-per-views?
Yeah, that's how TNA started. Remember when it was NWA TNA? That was 2002, I believe, or 2003?
Oh my God, yeah.
They were $10 weekly pay-per-views. And then they went to a TV, I think about a year or so after that, less than a year. So like 2004, 2005. But TNA has fallen so off the radar that I don't even track it.
I didn't think it was even happening still.
It's happening, I think. But here's the deal. WWE is in bad shape. Not financially, because they have Saudi blood money, and they do their tours around the U.S., and they have their stock is up. But their TV ratings are down 20%, I think, year over year from the past year. And I've officially stopped watching. Every 5 or 6 years or so, I go off of wrestling. This is the cycle. After WrestleMania, I'm off. I have zero interest now in WWE. I just don't.
I've been off for, I think, 3 years again now. And the thing is I actually want to watch wrestling, but I can't bring myself to watch the WWE shit.
It's just bland. There's no direction. And from all reports, is that it's because of Vince McMahon changing things and doing whatever he wants.
Well, that's been the story forever.
But now he's become older and older. He's 73. He's become more out of touch with things. So now, like, when they have Brock win the Money in the Bank, and people are like, you got to be fucking kidding. We're done with this Brock shit. He's been the face of the company the last 3-4 years, along with Reigns. And this is what happens. There's no big stars anymore because it's just been Reigns and Brock and no one else. And now this is why it's suffering. And that you haven't used talent properly. And people get pissed and they leave. Sasha Banks is sitting on the sidelines. She wants out. Luke Harper wants out. They won't let him out of his contract. It's just a bad situation with some of these guys. Dean Ambrose wanted out. He hates it. And now he's Jon Moxley, his original persona in AEW. And that was huge. That was a huge coup. A huge coup. Because the crowd went nuts. It got major.
Was he in the, I knew he appeared, but was he in
He appeared at the end and he beat up Jericho. He beat up Omega. He DDT'd Jericho and started a feud with Omega. He took out Omega. And JR was going nuts like it was like Raw 99. So like, oh my God, get the EMT. Because he threw Omega off of these awesome, they had these awesome casino chips, like these giant ones on the side of the set. The set was great. The production sounds like it went pretty well for this first event. And he threw Omega off of like the 15-foot thing. And you hear JR go by, oh my God, get the EMT. So I'm excited just because you need an alternative. This is airing more on the side of pro wrestling versus sports entertainment. It's versus WWE, where it's sports entertainment 80% and then a little bit of wrestling. The first match on Raw last night, I read the reports, didn't start until 47 minutes in. The first match on Raw, 47 minutes in. On a wrestling show.
How long is Raw?
3 hours. So I think SmackDown's going to turn to 3 hours as well. And on a 3-hour Raw, you'll be lucky if you get 5 matches in 3 hours. You get 5 matches usually.
I remember
over
the
3
days
hours.
of 3-hour nitros where they were just, the undercard was just packed.
Yeah, on a 3-hour Nitro, you got like 10 to 12 matches.
Yeah.
You did. It's like, okay, let's roll them out. Come on.
I mean, towards the end, it
got bad with the Russo stuff.
Yeah, it changed, more to be like what it is now. But for the first few years of WCW,
until like 98,
heightened
99.
Popularity.
Yeah,
I would say until 99. Yeah,
early 99.
Even as it started to change, you still got undercard matches. You still got
good lucha matches. You got cruiserweight matches. You got tag matches. And WWE has spit all over their tag division the past years. They just spit on it. They don't give a shit about tag match. And tag wrestling is very important because it's an art in itself, but it's a good way to use talent that can't fit into the normal, grind of the one-on-one matches.
I love tag wrestling, but you can't just throw people together in a team with nothing and call them a team, which is what WWE often does. There was a small period there with NXT especially where they really were, it seemed like they were trying to build up tag teams. And if they weren't like standalone tag teams, they would at least work people together often enough so that there was chemistry, a story.
Yeah.
I really hate it when it's like, and this tag team match is random X and random Y versus, W and Z. Give them a team name. Give me a reason to fight for them as a team.
Yeah. So for all these reasons, plus I think they're gonna let wrestlers be themselves, and that's something WWE has not done.
Right.
They don't do that. They don't let guys, okay, we know what are you good at, go do that. That's one of the reasons Dean Ambrose famously was fed up, and they left. They destroyed his heel turn was terrible in the fall, and he was fed up, and he doesn't feel like he can be himself and be a little bit wild, go off a little bit, and that's what's going to happen. I think in AEW, they're going to trust the talent to lead the way, and that's what Vince has not done, and that's why people are not watching more, and that's why I'm not watching. I don't even DVR it anymore. I just don't. It went from me DVRing it and sort of fast forward to most. Now that I don't need a DVR. I'm just not interested.
I tuned into WrestleMania as like the first event I had watched in probably a year.
It was a chore.
The last WrestleMania, and I was like, I don't need to do this.
It was a chore.
Yeah, it was.
WrestleMania was a chore.
I'm good.
But yeah, and plus these are young, hungry guys, and they have heavy money backing. This is not going to go out of business before the TBD deal. They got people signed long term, and competition is good for everyone, because I'm not saying that they're going to take over WWE. They're not. They're going to take a market share from them potentially. And then the shareholders will say, what's going on? We have to change things. And Vince, get the fuck out of the way and let Triple H run it.
Yeah.
Be better. Because Triple H is running NXT. Supposedly that's the crown jewel of WWE right now. Those guys come up, though, to the main roster and don't do shit. EC3, Ian. EC3, a world-class talent, is relegated to backstage segments. Since he's come up, they've done absolutely jack shit with him. He was the TNA world champion. He was, a big guy in NXT. He comes up to the main roster and does absolutely nothing, and you can tell he's miserable.
Vonnie and I, and that was the thing. Like when NXT came, I got Vonnie into it, and she was really into it, and I was getting really into it again. But then
hot and bothered.
But then we started to see all of those wrestlers get called up. Sami Zayn was the one that killed it for her. Was she loved him, and they never wrote him into anything. She was just like, well, if they're gonna make a guy someone that you want to root for, they've eventually got to make a pay. I mean, it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see a very clean perspective on it. She's like, I don't want to watch this if there's no payoff to me being
a fan
behind these characters. And I was like, yeah, I get it. She's like, it's fun to watch it in the ring, but she's like, I need to see something else happen.
Did you hear about the tweet that Triple H liked and then deleted it like within a couple hours?
No, what was it?
Someone posted, because Vince McMahon on these board meetings on the phone, these phone board meetings they do, he's like, well, it's because the big stars are gone, that's why ratings are down. And someone wrote, no, Vince, it's not the big stars. There's no coherent stories or reason to care for these wrestlers. And Triple H liked that response tweet. I don't know if he did it by accident, but he did, and people screenshot it.
Just immediately like, yeah.
Yeah, Vince, well, you see when people don't want it, That's my Triple H impression. But yeah, I love pro wrestling. I want it to succeed, obviously. I want to watch it, but I want an entertaining venue, and I'm really going to push hard for AEW. And you should want it to succeed. Don't be a homer and just say, oh, well, they're the minor leagues. The more competition, the better.
Yes.
The better. The more alternatives of pro wrestling, the better. Not monopolies. Monopolies suck for everything in the world. That's capitalism. All right. Anything else going on in this intro besides you not bringing me any food from the barbecue?
No.
Okay. Moving on.